I got nothing. I got nothing. Is it the top? Is it the top for NFTs? What is this? What in God? Well, happy Monday. Welcome into LADZ City. Another edition of Layer 1 Live. Our Trizzle, Vibizzle. Uh-oh, no audio? No, I got audio. I'm coming through. This has to be the NFT top. Our spicy potato soft tacos can now live in your heart's stomachs and digital wallets. Oh my God. Taco Bell NFTs, everybody. We made it. Thank you for clearing up my audio. Jack Jones is first. Says bright and early. Can Wolf, Easy and Crypto's in the house. Jonathan and Ballas are representing NFT Army. Brian Zator's in the house. Our main man Llama's in the house as well. Rajiv, Katsumoto, Carrots. Good to see everybody. Ads Can 2 is in the house. Wow. I was choking on my tongue because I was choking on a crunchy beefy burrito. More likely a Crunchwrap Supreme. That's more along the lines that I am here. We have NFT Taco Bell action going on. That is where we are in the simulation. So, again, happy Monday. Another edition of Layer 1 Live. We're bringing all the latest to you. That's Bitcoin. That's Ethereum. Uni's in the top 10. And Taco Bell is doing NFTs. We got a lot of DeFi news to get to as well. Some good stuff happening today in the city. Drake Bell is into NFTs now. Yeah, see? Drake Bell, Taco Bell, all the bells. Love it, man. All right, get the word out in the city. Get the word out in the broader community. We are going to have ourselves a great episode of Layer 1 Live here. Episode breakdown here. Oh, before I get to episode breakdown, there is a paint airdrop you guys need to know about. Where did I put that? Oh, no. Guys, paint airdrop. Yep, there it is. I'll put this in the house right now. If you have interacted, and I still don't know the requirements for this. This was pasted in the city earlier this week. Check it out. Pin message, connect your wallet, see if you can claim. See if you can claim some paint. Mine was about $300-$400. So, good luck. Hodling my paint as well, easy. Not financial advice. Okay, episode breakdown today. We're going to have a good one. A lot of stuff is going on. As you can tell, Taco Bell is entering the game. Not really my cup of tea, but, whoever. Breaking news here. PayPal acquiring crypto security firm Curv, not Curv Finance. Settle down. Biden's $2 trillion stimulus package getting passed. What it means for Bitcoin. Selling tweets. Jack Dorsey's making a fortune off our man Justin Sun. And then we've got quick news. Chinese app maker Meitu buys 40 million in BTC and more importantly, ETH. That's big. Hong Kong publicly traded stock exchange company buying up some ETH. Might be the first. India's walking back the FUD. IRS initiating Operation Hidden Treasure. Aave founder joins Variant Fund as venture partner, and then StakeWise is going to fill out and then that's more related to ETH 2.0. That's going to fill out our quick news. NFTs. We got, again, Taco Bell. Banksy, burnt Banksy selling. So they literally physically burn a Banksy and then sold the NFT. That was basically a representation of the actual physical piece for more. Jose Delbo selling for 1.8 milli. Just another day in NFTs. And then Denex. That's a decentralized NFT exchange. I actually just got involved in that. Right before the show went live, I got involved in their pre-sale. Don't know where it's at now. I might be able to pull that up as we go along. And then Illuvium Demo. This demo looks really cool. But I don't remember. One of the Warwicks, not Kane Warwick from Synthetics, his brother is doing Illuvium, which is an NFT project. It looks like a turn-based kind of Pokemon-based game. You'll see it here in a second. DeFi, got an update from Meerkat Finance on the Binance Smart Chain. UNI, top 10, baby. Hopefully you guys held. Coinbase Ventures getting in. A couple other VCs getting in. And then there's a couple other raises happening in DeFi right now. So that is the start of today's episode. We are going to have people start to trickle in here as we begin. But it's great to see you guys. Got my cup of coffee. My badass coffee. Good to see you. Chat is lit this morning. Let's see. Orlando saying, aloha lads. Let's have an amazing show. Q, drop that value. Thank you again. Awesome, man. Hey, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get those cards for another couple weeks, I think. They were taking a little bit longer to get here. Sunrise Sunsets in the house. Katsumoto saying there's some requirements for that paint drop. Yeah, definitely. But it's still pinned. If you guys connect your wallet, you can check it out. Expo saying yeah, I still have the Taco Bell thing up. I know. There's nothing left for sale. They sold out. Interesting story how they sold out, though. We'll get into it. James Jafal saying, yo, what's good, Q? I'm here on time. Yes, it's great to see you guys. Great to see you guys on time and here, man. Let me know if the audio is good. I turned down the music a bit today. I think it was, I rewatched the episode. It was a little bit loud. But otherwise, man, I kind of broke down the episode here. As always, if you're hopping in after the episode is live, I'll have the timestamps there for you so you can go directly to what you want to hear about. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in LADZ City this week. Couple things. LADZ is a community-owned network. Layer 1 is a community-owned network. We have our LADZ community here that is powering what we're doing. This episode today is going to be powered by the guys in the chat. But a couple of things that we're doing specifically for our nobles here. We had you guys kind of open up. We opened up a couple different channels here. NFT chat, DeFi chat. And we had you guys pick the emoticons or emojis that are going to kind of go along with each of these chats. So these were blank about 2 seconds ago, as well as the Citadel rebrand. We had all the names kind of come through. And then within the Noble chat, if you hold 5,000 lads or more, you're able to make decisions that kind of power the network here. So we made the decisions. It was voted upon. And the NFT chat, the DeFi chat, as well as the hub, LADZ Hub, fully rebranded, got the most votes. So we voted there in the channel. You guys see the results. Thank you to the noble lads who took part in that. You guys are changing the channel, upgrading the channel there. I know it's just a start, but it's a single step that we're going into the right direction. You know, I could see a year or two from now, lads down making a lot of interesting decisions. Maybe a VC decision here or there. Who knows? Off the top of the dome, Scott Harris Firestone is in the chat. I made it, lads. Our vibe, our tribe. Oh my coins, Tony Deck, Cryptophasia. Oh, happy International Women's Day as well. Awesome. Awesome to see. Okay, so we gave a little bit of an update there. So DeFi chat and NFT chat have new emojis that go along with them, as well as the renamed LADZ Hub. Shout out. I don't know who made the LADZ Hub. I think it was Bullseye that came through. Yep, Bullseye came through. So Expo, the votes couldn't come from people who weren't nobles. That was the only problem. Okay, survey winners. I've got the survey winners here. I'm going to pull them up. We did a survey. Obviously, about 53 of you guys kind of came through. Bait Shop Billy, Bullseye, and Choina, we're still getting you guys those rewards. And then the last thing I want to give a quick shout out to is one of our new nobles, Digital Flower Animation, holding more than 5,000 lads, came into the house and came into the shill zone specifically and was shilling and showing off their collections. So Digital Flower Animation, I believe, works at, or right now is working with Genies. So a project that's being launched on the Flow blockchain, but also has their own side project called Drippies. So came in here, showed it off, and then 2 lads came through and bought up. So me being one of them. And then Carrots came through and bought another piece. So we were able to get this Drippies piece here. So I want to give a quick shout out to that Noble. Let's see if I can't bring him up. Let's see. This is like lads on lad support here. So we got Drippies. I'm going to see if I can't get in here. Collectibles. I think completely sold out. So a lot of cool things coming from here. I'll try to get more information there. I know I kind of like botched that that presentation because I don't think any of the Drippies are on sale, but you can see one of them that was on sale here. So cool little box collectibles. I was able to pick one up. And then again, Carrots came through with the second. So, all right, we will get started with today's episode, but wanted to give those shout outs. Again, lads, we're all doing this together. As little as an emoji that is upgrading the channel, art, and all these different things, that's a great start for where we're headed. More people that can get involved in voting, specifically, man, Nobles, would love to see you guys get involved in making this channel better. We will be moving in that direction. So definitely shout out there. And we will get started. All-time high is going to be 116. If you're here for the first time, you know what to do. Watch a little bit, converse a little bit, then leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, guys, like the channel. It really helps out. Get the word out about what we're doing here in LADZ City. We are ready to roll. Mass Mage is in the house. He said, I went to purchase some assets the other day and decided not to because it was $100 of stuff and the ETH fee was $50. Yeah, still dealing with that, guys, to this day. Dark Wolf saying, good job. You're so cool. Thank you so much. I'm not cool enough. All right, fellas. We're here. We are ready to go. Our vibe, our tribe. Again, any stories I'm talking about here, follow along. And please comment along. The episodes are better when you guys are commenting along and get the word out about the episode. All-time high is 116. You'll be earning some lads here today for your participation. PayPal is acquiring crypto security firm Curv for $200 million. So we've seen PayPal move in. We've seen a couple other apps move in. Obviously, Robinhood being a big one. So we've seen those apps move in. This is going to allow them more security when it comes to people's crypto holdings. I believe in a retail fashion, right? It's not going to be too... Sorry, I had some audio issues there. All right, PayPal's latest acquisition is Curv, which helps banks and others secure their crypto holdings. PayPal says it does not plan to use Curv to become a digital custodian for other companies. So again, not institutional focused, more so on probably the retail side as more people get in to these apps, these Robinhoods, these PayPals. More and more are going to get in here where we're going to get on-ramps that traditionally are going to, lead to mass adoption. So this company is based out of Tel Aviv. The company is staying on, right? So they're acquiring this for about $200 million. It wasn't actually announced by PayPal or Curv, the actual amount. But we had a kind of insider come in and say it was for around $200 million. They're coming in to develop their kind of security infrastructure. Curv is one of a growing number of companies, including Anchorage and BitGo, that help banks and others protect their crypto holdings from hackers. The company is a pioneer in using multi-party computation to safeguard the holdings. So that's pretty much the story breakdown here. We've got PayPal moving into the game. I believe it was November when they first announced that they were going to start allowing buying, selling of Bitcoin specifically. Now they're building out their infrastructure to allow more and more individuals to get into this game. So kudos to PayPal here. There's going to be a lot of more stories like this, man. We will see this going farther and farther. And kudos to that team, huh? All right. Next story. we'll move into Biden's $2 trillion plan here. So if you guys didn't see it in the U.S., the proposal was sent to the Senate. I believe there was so initially got passed through the House, moved on to the Senate. Senate approved with some, minor changes here and sent back to the House. But the fact that it got through the Senate means we're getting ready for this $2 trillion, trillion's not enough, $2 trillion stimulus plan to start to hit American pockets. Jason Williams, Parabolic Williams, he had a great thread on this. He pretty much, like, him and both Pomp, I know they kind of get together probably on the text messaging side and then get to Twitter and say, hey, we're going to go get after it here. They both were talking about how from the outside, looking in, from an uneducated point of view, from a financially illiterate point of view, you have a situation where people think these stimulus packages are for the poor. But as Pomp was saying, as Jason Williams was saying, that when you have these $1 trillion stimulus packages and you have the money that's printed along with it, assets are getting more valuable. Who owns the assets? People that are rich. So we had an awesome blog post from Arthur Hayes that we highlighted in the last episode. If you don't go back and check that out. He talks about long in crypto, long in government bonds, if the yields are there. But what does this mean? This goes along with it, with that blog post. What does $2 trillion stimulus package mean for crypto? It means crypto and other assets, real estate, stocks, they're all going to be inflated. Who owns stocks, real estate, crypto? Primarily people that are financially literate. So it'll be interesting to see the wealth gap and what happens with this stimulus package. I think Brian's coming in here and saying, from a direct standpoint, Brian saying, I think I'm putting it into Bitcoin. That would be the case. I think that's the thesis here, is that a lot of the money, not a lot of it, but a good chunk could see itself flowing into Bitcoin, flowing into Ethereum. Send it. The bill represents one of the biggest government interventions into the American economy since World War II. That wasn't on me, guys. That was on Decrypt. It says since the World War II. It doesn't quite hit the $2.2 trillion heights from March 2020's pandemic response package, but it's still more than $787 billion support package issued in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. So we're getting a couple other comments here. We believe there's a good chance that at least some of this money will find its way to the flagship cryptocurrency or perhaps even other altcoins. And we're talking about being a hedge against inflation. One of the major reasons for this line of thinking is Bitcoin's appeal as a hedge against inflation. They can't print any more of this. Can't be any more clear, can't be any more simple. Can't print any more Bitcoin. They're going to continue to print money. What's going to happen to people's dollars? And that's the crux. And that's what Arthur Hayes was saying, was who holds cash? Who holds primarily cash? Not bonds, not stocks, not assets, not real estate, the financially illiterate. So this actually increases the wealth gap. I know I'm getting too serious. I love the comments coming through. Got to buy more Top Shots. Got to buy more XRP. I'm sure that the XRP might see a boost. Somehow their marketing hits just the right amount of plebs where you see XRP boost after a stimulus package. Maria's in the house. Shout out to Maria. Mass Mage saying, I'm going to put all mine into Algo. A lot of different projects being dropped here in the chat. David is mirroring my sentiments. BZC, Doge, ETH, BNB. That actually is probably a good thesis. What assets have integrated themselves into the broader society? We'll see. Once those checks hit, once those $1,400 checks hit, what assets will be able to get popped? Benjamin saying, I'm able to score another Top Shot premium pack yesterday. Someone was offering me 1K in ETH. Very tempting to trade. Yeah, to be honest, this is the first episode we've had in a while where we're not going to touch on flow. Not even going to hit it once. Yeah, you need to invest in real estate, not IRL, not meat space real estate, digital real estate. Okay, we'll move on. I'm going to continue probably through this article a little bit more, get a couple more quotes, but I want to hear what you guys think. Paul is saying, Fishy is in the house saying, I'll take it all in short Cardano again. My man. Putting up the good fight. With more USD entering the market, asset prices are likely to increase further. This affects all kinds of assets from real estate, securities, art, and also cryptocurrencies. It's effectively a devaluation of the USD against all of these assets. Who owns cash? These quotes are basically saying the same thing. This high inflationary backdrop will likely push many long-term investors, especially institutions like pensions and insurance funds, due to their exposure to long-term rates, to invest in assets that are not exposed to inflationary pressures. The high inflationary backdrop is the backdrop you want to have when you're talking about crypto. So, interesting place we find ourselves in. The NFT thing is an entirely different kind of discussion. I mean, the NFT market is absolutely exploding. How much of that has to do with the inflationary backdrop? I don't think it's that much. I think it's just a whole nother narrative in and of itself. I think it's too small a market to be affected by this macro thing we've got going on. I think much of this money is finding its way into BTC and ETH. Deanna saying, I think the government needs to give us monthly payouts for 3 to 6 months that will help everyone better a year apart. Yeah, but people need to understand that they need to put that money into something good. Crypto Lander is here in the house. And when I mean good, Deanna, I mean, you need to put your money into assets. Whatever that is. If that's digital real estate, that's digital real estate. If it's a LeBron James card, it's a LeBron James card. So, yeah, we had the music last week. Thank you, Scott. Scott Harris Firestone saying this music is fire. Good job, Q. We had the music last week. I rewatched it. I turned it down just a little bit. All right, so I got 56 of you guys in the house. Welcome in. 57 now. We're talking everything crypto today. Blockchain. This is Layer 1 Live. We do it Mondays and Fridays around this time, 2:30. Most people say 2:45, maybe 3, mostly 2:45. So we're breaking it down. You guys are doing a great job breaking it down as well. Nick is in the house saying more than a handful of my friends are buying gold and silver. If only they understood where Zion Williamson's first Top Shot moment is going to go. Listen, UFC is coming. I cannot wait for UFC. Who caught the UFC fights this weekend? Those were great. All right, back to it a little bit. So, people with assets. Who are the people with assets? Very, very rich, wealthy individuals. That's why institutions flowing into BTC. We're about to talk on Meitu here in a second. These are the guys that are worried about, I've got 50 billion. Hyperinflation, what is that going to do to my assets? So it's this weird paradox. You definitely want to be thinking as a person maybe with only $1,000, $2,000, where do I put my stuff so it's not devalued? But at the same time, when you're talking about people with billions of dollars, they potentially lose out on a lot of dollar value. Maybe it's about the same again as someone that has $2,000 in a percentage standpoint. So it's important to both individuals, but I think when you put the dollar value out there, hyperinflation could potentially make someone with $50 billion lose out on a bunch. RJ Barnett is saying diversify. My man. Silver, gold, land. Silver, gold, land, uni. Talk to me like you talk to your crypto girls. Which crypto? Don't tell my girlfriend about that. I don't know what crypto girls you're talking about. Let's look at Uni. What's Uni doing? Over here in the 8. Never seen so much green in my whole life. Chainlink's doing well. Uni's in the top 10. We're going to talk about Uni in the DeFi portion later on. Yeah. I mean, I had people who were selling Uni at $3. There were polls that were talking about, hey, it needs to be $20 plus. This is when Uni first dropped. So only the incredible optimists were thinking that it was going to ever get above $20. 33. Boom shakalaka, as you guys said earlier. What do you guys make of Uni's pump? We'll talk about them later in the episode. So, to wrap up here, money is coming. Cash is coming. Most people are going to look to put that somewhere. If the government raises yields on bonds, they'll definitely look to be, institutional investors, bigger time investors are going to be looking to chase those yields. Even 1% of 50 billion is going to get you good. But for the rest of us and those that are crypto native, it should be a good thing for us as well. So we'll see, man. Wax is doing very well. Okay, hopping into the other breaking news for the day. Jack Mother Dorsey decided to get himself in the blockchain game, in the game of selling tweets. This is why Layer 1 Live is so awesome, man, because there's so many just varied stories. It's all over the place. We're going from Biden's $1 trillion stimulus package to Taco Bell NFTs to Jack Dorsey potentially selling a tweet for $2.5 million. And by the way, $2.5 million, I believe one of these guys is Justin's son. I don't know if the 2.5 offers to him, but he definitely offered about 2 million. And oh, by the way, it can be deleted. I don't know if I'm going to find one. I'm searching by latest now. But there were some people that came in here. It's a couple Beeple tweets, Elon Musk tweets. This was such an interesting piece because you can literally have the tweet deleted and then it says error. You could pay I think some guy paid $600 for a tweet. Right after that tweet was sold, the tweet was deleted and then it just ends up error. Yeah, Brian's saying it right now. I see it. I'm trying to find that. I'm searching by latest. I don't think I'll be able to find it, but we see tweets coming in here. They're leveraging Cent Valuables. Valuables.cent. Buy and sell tweets autographed by their original creators. I like the idea here, but the implementation is not, if the tweet can be deleted, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion. There are a couple sales here. Maybe I can get, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to find the tweet that was actually created. We see Gary V. Goddamn. Gary V. I respect the hustle, Gary. There it is. Right there. Sold to @ekrenske for $639. Unable to load tweet. Mass Mage is saying, imagine if he deletes the $2.5 million tweet just to make headlines again. Yeah, Easy saying it was a total experiment. They had no idea if it would even get traction. Listen, I don't know if was it Valuables that was in Cent that was doing this as an experiment months ago? Because I know there were tweets being bought and sold a couple months ago, but I know only when Jack recently set up this latest offer. And again, this is an offer, not a sale. That did it catch on to mainstream? Because in my opinion, I thought that they were doing it, via blockchain there for a little bit, and it was just like and I hate to say this, but I thought it was just honestly a picture. But if this was okay, so this was the Valuables. Easy's coming in with the heat. So, as we get into art, as we get into the creator economy, what is valuable is amorphous, bro. So the last thing I want to do is come in here and start to have the conversation of what is value. We'll be down the rabbit hole for another 2 hours. So not going to get into the art, not going to get into what is valuable to the beholder and all that. But I do agree with the sentiment that it's value capture by the creator. That Jack literally tweeted this. First tweet in existence on Twitter, that it definitely has value, right? It definitely has value. It's a moment in history that's super valuable. So, but is it $2.5 million? Maybe it is. Twitter is one of the craziest inventions in humankind. I'm going to jump off my soapbox now. One of the craziest inventions of humankind. But to be honest, it kind of is. And to have the first tweet ever, that's a heavy... I've seen people pay a lot more for something that's a lot less valuable. Now, the longevity of the tweet we just talked about. It shouldn't be able to be erased, right? But that is something. In my opinion, tweets should be valuable. Tweets are the books of modern day, unfortunately. Whether that... that is the way our attention is going now. People ingest tweets and threads and all these different things. It was books, then it was blogs, then it was tweets. So that is kind of the modern day like medium for people to kind of ingest information. So GB said there's another tweet creator I tested for free on Matic, posted in the NFT chat Discord. Yeah, and then Easy's kind of mirroring my sentiments there. Anything can be valuable. Tweets are just are part of our culture. True. And that's probably where I don't get into what is valuable debates, because anybody can come in and say anything is valuable, right? It's what is valuable to me might not be valuable to someone else. So I don't like to get in those debates. They're just too subjective. And we have Fresco saying he'll only buy Kanye tweets, period. I hope you got that stimulus check, man. Okay, so that was the breaking news. Really interesting world we live in here. RJ Barnett is saying, I'm almost shared this, but live talk, but blather over tweets. No can do. There's $2.5 million being traded here via blockchain technology. It's a story. And honestly, it's a part of the larger NFT narrative of the amount of money that's being thrown around in this space. So honestly, I thought it was a very relevant story to be thrown in here. Mass Major saying, if I share this stream of LADZ and then sell it for later for millions. Alex Massmedge created a tweet, an NFT, packaged audio packaged audio of a podcast into an NFT and sold the NFT. In the future, people will be able to bid on NFT audio podcasts. You can own it. And then the next debate is whether that's valuable. Okay. Keep those comments coming, guys. I love it. Thank you, Easy, for helping out. GB, good info you're dropping there. Javier's in the house. Nice to see you. All right, we are into the quick news segment. Keep those comments coming, guys. 65 of you in the house. Chinese app maker Meitu buys 40 million in BTC and ETH. This is important. ETH sentiment is shifting. I feel it. A bunch. Since those proposals got passed, since the EIP 1559 got passed, we see more optimistic roll-ups passing, or at least we're moving more towards that. Ethereum sentiment is shifting, and the price with it. So, right here, 24%, 1767 here. This is only going to push sentiment further. We have a publicly traded Hong Kong listed company buying ETH. That's the story. Not BTC, although they bought 40 million in total. So 17.9 million in BTC, 22 million in ETH. This was always the thesis. The thesis was people were going to get comfortable and get more comfortable with BTC, stick their toe in the water with BTC, and then where was that money going to go next? Where was the money going to go next? Had to be ETH. Interesting story here as well. They're going to use some of this ETH for in reserves for if they create any type of integration into the ETH blockchain, so they can have that for gas usage, creating contracts, whatnot. Pretty cool. Easy saying, come on over to ETH. RJ Barnett is saying NFT ? What is that? Oof. Do I have a rabbit hole for you, sir? We will touch on NFTs later in the episode, but if somebody can help my man RJ out in the meantime, we can then break out the school books, teach them some NFTs. Also, I got some questions about the NBA Top Shot Rising Stars. I did not get in that. Looked like a great drop, though. All right, last comment before I keep going. Could Trump sell his Kavifi tweet, or does that belong to the U.S. people? I think that belongs to Trump. I'm not sure about the regulation behind Twitter profiles and who owns that. Okay, Meitu. Again, a technology company headquartered in China's Fujian province today announced that it has bought 40 million in crypto, 22 million in ETH, 17.9 billion million in BTC. Smartphone manufacturer and selfie app software listed on the stock exchange, Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2016, market cap of 11.6. Looking to provide their investors with more value. The board believes that the blockchain industry is still in its early stage, analogous to the mobile internet industry in circa 2005. So the last bit here, interesting story, or portion of the story. Purchasing Ether is therefore a logical preparation for both initiatives. So they're looking, again, to maybe integrate some of their apps into the Ethereum network, as the Ether purchase would become the gas reserve for the group's potential DApp or dApps to consume in the future. So that to me is a first. That to me is a first. You have a publicly traded company buying ETH and then saying that they're going to use that ETH for potential usage when they integrate their apps. That's pretty cool. All right, quick news. I'll try to be a little bit more quick on this one. India is walking back the FUD. India bought the dip. Well, no. First they FUD, then they buy the dip, and then they announce that actually we're going to walk that back. There's no cryptocurrency ban. This is typical India here, guys. What you have in front of you. India's Bitcoin exchanges breathed a sigh of relief as government reconsiders crypto ban. They said gov, and then I was just all over the place. As the India finance minister tones down the government's previous position that fueled fears of a total crypto ban. Sounds like 2017. India's crypto industry welcomes the remarks as a sign that a regulatory framework is in the making. Interesting comments here. Electrifying comments here. After much speculation about whether India will introduce a blanket ban on crypto, we talked about this last month, the government has finally dropped a major hint that it will not do so. Here's the important part. Nirmala Sitharaman, India's finance minister, said yesterday on India's business channel, and here's the important quote, that the government's position on crypto will be calibrated, and it wants to make sure there's a window available for all types of experiments in the crypto world. The initial report was, we're going to ban a lot of crypto projects, not blockchain projects. It's kind of a gray area, but they were going to, foster blockchain development, not going to foster crypto speculation. So this is kind of a walk back, saying they're going to recalibrate. But this is standard, man. This is standard. When this came out in 2017, there was a crash in Bitcoin price, but the industry's too big now. Awesome quote here from Nishal Shetty, CEO of crypto exchange WazirX. I think a lot of big investors in WazirX. They're looking to be one of the largest India exchanges. It says that Nishal says, told Decrypt that the Indian crypto industry sees this as a clear sign yet that the government will not go ahead with a blanket ban on cryptocurrencies as previously feared. And then you have the tweet from him here. I think Seth Hardman just won the entire crypto sector in India with this clarity she's given. India is going to take a calibrated view on crypto. People of India, get ready to innovate and win. There you go. Awesome. All right, a lot of comments coming through. RJ's telling me to break it out. Listen, I got lads in the house that will break out NFT discussion all day, every day. We also have a Discord community. If you want to hop in the Discord, jump in there, man. We're having conversations all day. We're cross-project. The alpha's being dropped. Information's being dropped. Things are being discussed. Open forum. Brian Zator, Top Shot is bullshit. Oh, Nikhil's in the house. He's saying, I am from India. They are like that and can't help it. Mass Major saying, could this happen in America by some regulation from FTC or SEC? If we're talking about like blanket regulations, I don't think so. We're about to hit an IRS piece of news that is concerning in the way that they worded it. But I think we're past the point. And honestly, more and more people... Here's my thesis. As more institutions get in, more chance that everything's going to go smoothly. Because now, big institutions, big banks, big pockets, big lawyers. Everyone has a vested interest in seeing this do well. As opposed to a small group of individuals saying, screw you to the banks. Those people have way more of a chance getting regulated. So, just a thesis there. I think we're past the point of like hardcore regulation coming down, and if they do, I think there's a lot of people pushing the sentiment that if we start any hardcore bans, China has the potential to kind of come through. China has the potential to kind of come through and take the mantle, right, of global dominance. If they adopt blockchain, you see what they're doing with DCEP already, with their stablecoin, or I mean. Yeah, Nikhil saying, I knew they're not going to ban it, otherwise we'll be in the 90s. Robert Hugendorn. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I know Robert's probably corrected me a couple times. He's over at Play to Earn. We have a couple of his articles here that we're about to touch on. He's saying, Q, I got an airdrop inside of your Twitter DM. Ooh. Eldin saying, what up, lads? Better late than never. Welcome. And then Jack Jones is saying, can I have it instead of Q? I don't know. Brian Zator saying there was info there in the Discord. I can't get it in the alpha anymore. That's the best part about joining our Discord. The industry is too large, even for someone like me, someone like you, to keep up with by themselves. But we have lads coming in saying, hey, drop's about to start in 5 minutes. Hey, we got this project coming up on a sale. Okay. RJ is getting up out of here. He's saying real work calls. I understand that. Hop into the Discord. We'll have a conversation later. Ballas is saying, remember to smash the like button, lads, and remember to like the video. Yes, thank you guys for coming through. All right, 70 of you guys in the house in the city today. A lot of comments coming through. I'm going to finish up the quick news here, and then we will get into some of the comments and the rest of the stories. This is kind of a scary headline here. IRS initiates Operation Hidden Treasure to root out the unreported crypto incomes that apparently are abounding throughout the U.S. I'm going to skip to the bottom of this. Actually, it's right there in the headline, but the bottom of this as well. Carolyn Schneck, National Fraud Counsel in the IRS Office of Chief Counsel, says a bunch of things in here and then ends with this. These transactions are not anonymous. She said, "We see you." That's a little bit hostile. That is a little bit hostile. The libertarians in the chat are probably not going to be too happy with the tone of this. Operation Hidden Treasure? Whose hidden treasure is that? I'm not going to get into a libertarian spiel here. But we all kind of know how we feel about taxation in this country. And when they kind of pull out the whole Operation Hidden Treasure, doesn't sit right with me. But, you know, IRS, I'm here for you guys. If you need any information, I got you. Please don't kill me. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service appears to be stepping up its enforcement capabilities with a new program dedicated to cryptocurrency tax compliance. And really, the story is they're trying to teach their officers how to look at blockchain transactions so that they can more likely track cryptocurrency, tax fraud. Operation Hidden Treasure, a joint effort between the IRS's Civil Office of Fraud Enforcement and its Criminal Investigation Unit, will train agents to look at blockchains to root out tax evasion among cryptocurrency users. It will exist as part of the office's emerging threat mitigation team. IRS employees are also reportedly training alongside the European Union agency. So Europol's, guys, UK. Or maybe just the Eurozone. Careful out there. And again, Carolyn Schneck coming out, saying a couple different things. Now, they did put out a little bit of information like a couple months ago, right? They've kind of walked back a little bit of their reporting. So the IRS has sent conflicting messages to U.S. crypto holders several times. Most recently, an updated FAQ indicating that investors who simply bought virtual currencies with real currency would not have to report that transaction. Obviously, cashing out and capital gains are the important things here. It's times like this I wish I lived in Puerto Rico. Right? I get the benefits of living in the U.S. I get it. But Operation Hidden Treasure, come on. I agree with Overman. You don't mess with the government on taxes. Just pay them. You cannot win. Mass Mage is saying it's time for a tea party, but of cryptos, how could that be done? This is the sentiment, and yeah, I don't want to. I'm on a public stage here. I comply with government regulations, but here's another thing. Robert's saying some interesting things. He's saying we'll all be mixing soon. Yield farming, mixing, NFT buying, selling, mixing. He's talking about mixing transactions, but the point that I want to talk about here is the amount of transaction. When the crypto to crypto transactions. How do you track? If you've been in crypto for longer than 2 to 3 years, how on earth are you being able to track all of that? I put my money into Zion Williamson. I was able to use that and yield farm that in an NFT DEX, and then I used that yield farming to do something else. It's tough. How do you do it as a single individual? And then to a couple of the points being made in the chat, how do they do it? How can you do that on a person-to-person basis when people are transacting crypto to crypto on a lightning pace? It's almost impossible, man. So 80 of you guys in the house, great to have everyone. We are talking IRS and tax regulations to which we comply. But mixing is definitely something on the horizon that they're going to have to be wary of. Easy saying Lad City heading to Puerto Rico soon. Yeah, Mass Mage. And this is where I'll kind of, AI is definitely. I'm gonna move on. This was an interesting story. That's why I kind of electrifying story. That's why I kind of stayed on it a little bit. But how are they going to track my transactions on burner wallets, etc.? They're not going to track, to my knowledge, they're not going to track much of what's happening crypto to crypto, especially with the idea of mixers and stuff. Where they really have the advantage is being able to track your on and off ramps. That's it. Just like they can hit you from a real estate perspective, right? The things that are tangible, that are physical, bank accounts, all these things, those are where they're going to be able to kind of enforce their will. So again, I comply with most with government regulations, and I sometimes I disagree. Yeah. So I definitely pay my crypto taxes just like Mass Mage in good faith. But there are a lot of things they're not going to be able to track. I mean, they're just settling with Ripple now. One of the largest, one of the largest entities in crypto that's taken them 3 years. But I will say, I will repeat again, where you're vulnerable as a human being is in the physical space, right? Your house can't move. Most houses can't move. So bank accounts, physical addresses, things like that, that's where they can track you. And again, this is the last time I'm going to say it. I comply. I'm a compliant resident of the United States of America. So I think I'm going to move on here. I don't want to get myself caught up in a jumble of words. I don't want Coinbase or YouTube to kind of come down on me. God, Coinbase coming down on me. We got to run, guys. All right. Aave founder joins Variant Fund. This is awesome. So Stanny and Cooper Turley, who I follow, who we've had on the channel multiple times, they're joining Variant Fund, a crypto investment firm betting on the concept of the ownership economy. So things like NFTs, things like social tokens, I think Variant Fund's going to get involved in. Spencer Noon's already involved in this fund as well. It was founded by a former Andreessen Horowitz fund guy. I don't know the exact name of the guy, but basically Stanny and Cooper are going to come on and help Variant Fund source deals with founders in the ownership economy. So again, projects that are invested in distribution of media or NFT distribution or social token distributions. These are things that I'm sure Variant Fund is going to be involved in. I can probably, let's see if I can't get to their site. So Jesse Walden from Andreessen, right? Okay, so we have their portfolio here as well. Uniswap, Reflexer, Cozy, Braintrust, Union, Goldfinch, Verdo. Variant is an early stage venture firm investing in crypto networks and founders, building the ownership economy. Awesome story. I just put that in because I really love Stanny and I love what Cooper's doing as well. So props on them for joining this. And then we will touch the last bit. So you guys I've talked on Lido multiple times. I've talked on Rocket Pool. These are ETH 2.0 staking pools. So ETH 2.0 staking pools allow you to stake via their service. So you're not doing this manually through your own kind of way where you're just staking into a contract or things like that. You're using this app and they allow you to use their token on a typical ratio basis, like a 1-to-1 or something like this, so that you can then use those funds that you have staked. So typical DeFi process, you stake Ethereum into this StakeWise app, and you get, I believe, let's make sure I get the token right, SWise back. All right, here we go. The protocol tokenizes users' deposits and staking rewards as SETH. and RETH. All tokens are mapped 1-to-1 in the ETH pool and can be used as a representation of staked Ether in the DeFi ecosystem. So there you go. Looks like they're going to have a governance token just like Rocket Pool, just like Lido, that shares staking profits among all StakeWise users. Typical governance token piece there. So they got some funding. As we move closer to ETH 2.0, these are things to take a look at. I know if you looked at Lido, if you looked at Rocket Pool already, these provide a great service. People that want to stake and get that yield into ETH 2.0 but don't want to have it locked up. That's the important thing here, because if you do it by yourself, that ETH is completely locked. But this is allowing people to then use that derivative to use in the ETH ecosystem. Okay. Awesome to see you guys in the house. We got 80 of you. Great Monday we're having here in the city. Great comments. I'm going to touch on Choina's comments, and then we are going to touch on some of those responses, and then we will hit NFTs. I don't know if RJ is still here, but we're going to get ourselves in NFTs. Choina saying, I pay my taxes to the best of my abilities. The IRS does not make it easy, but just pay them as best you can. 100% agree. Jippo's in the house saying taxes on NFTs throws an extra level of complexity. True. I mean, imagine trying to, some of the times I'm looking at, houses and things like that. How are they going to like review my assets to say that I, can get a certain type of loan? Well, you own one Zion Williamson and you got a couple lands in Sandbox. I think you're good. Mass Mage is saying, I mean, the regulators will really need to know the tech. The problem is they don't. They won't. It moves too fast. It moves way too fast for them. By the time they're trying to catch up their gears on one thing, we've already moved to DeFi times 10. Choina says, most definitely, Jippo. Super confusing, but as long as I'm not trying to pull a fast one, I sleep well at night. Agreed. Dave is saying, what is the viewer record? Viewer record is going to be 117. So if we hit 117, we will get extra LADZ today. So ETH is a mess in my opinion. They got hacked and had to hard fork first. Code is law. Now systems get bogged down. I would look into optimism. I would look into Ethereum optimism. I like what they're doing with optimistic rollups. So I think Ethereum sentiment is shifting, in my opinion. It took me a second to kind of get the comment that you're making there. They do know the tech. The government invented Thor. There it is. I think some individuals and some entities within the government know, but not the people that are in charge of these big entities. Yeah, there's another point. Are collectibles taxed at the same? Are they taxed in the same like regulatory kind of framework as your typical capital gains? Okay, so RJ, NFT is going to be non-fungible token. As we make our way to NFTs, we will kind of get a general explanation, right? But I'm not going to be able to break that down here fully in this episode because we stick mostly to news and not so much like deep education. That's going to be in like maybe other episodes. A lot of times the podcast episodes that we do are going to be more for educational purposes, but basically most cryptocurrencies are fungible, right? You can exchange one Bitcoin for one Bitcoin very seamlessly, just like you exchange $1 for $1, and those can be interchangeable. Non-fungible tokens are exactly that. They're not going to be fungible for one another. They're different. Each one has its own unique set. So this, has the ability in art. You see that in art. You see that in NFTs. You see that in merch. All of these different things in real life are non-fungible in nature. So a lot of people say, most everything besides currency is non-fungible. So as we move towards the digital world, a lot of these things need to be owned by the person themselves, right? And you can only do that via the blockchain. So you don't really have true digital ownership in something like Fortnite, in your reputation on Facebook. That's all being rented. They can take that away like this. And so a non-fungible token represents right now, and what's being kind of taken up in this zeitgeist is collectibles. It's art. So you have digital art that doesn't belong on a platform, it belongs to the person via the blockchain. That's a non-fungible token. Collectibles, they're talking about a bunch of things in the chat. They're talking about NBA Top Shot. So you have physical collectible cards. No one can take that away from you, except maybe the IRS when they come and seize your house because you're not reporting your taxes. But technically, no one can take that physical card away from you. But before blockchain, if you were interacting on a Topps app and you were collecting cards, it's not really yours. They could take it away just like that. So there's actually a great story, and I'm not going to go deep into it, but Vitalik initially got himself into blockchain because he was a big gamer. Gaming NFTs are going to be huge in this next creator economy and all these things. Vitalik got into blockchain tech through Warcraft. He was playing a game. I think he said he was like a warlock or something like that. And one day, he woke up and they had changed the entire stats, or this whole character he was working on became essentially almost useless because of the nerfs or the changes they made to the character. And he said he cried himself to sleep. And it was at that moment that he realized the danger of centralized authority. It's funny that he found that through a game. But it lets you know about this. So I hope I kind of did an okay job of explaining it. Again, I'm not going to take too much time, but I am going to go into this dope website. Robert Hugendorn is saying, wow, that website is dope. My man Robert's Play to Earn .online. Love it. This is where we get most of our NFT news. And to be honest, I started the episode with this news. I have nothing for this. To be honest, and Robert does a great job of breaking this down. I don't think they knew what they were doing. Shocker, when they created this. So they had this NFT sale on Rarible. There was no PR, right? Nothing was like, hey, we're gonna do this on set date. We're gonna launch our Taco Bell NFTs. See if I can get there. Robert, I want to see these links. Oh, love it. I need the link out to the next window. I want to stay on your page. Oh, like that. Just like that. All right, so they launched these on Rarible. It was 0.001. He's in the chat talking about this. I love Robert being here breaking it down for us. They only sold it for 0.001 ETH per NFT and only had 0.01% commission. Whoever's running the finances for Taco Bell, absolutely shocked here that they messed this up. So all of us in NFTs know that Taco Bell has a big enough brand. There are indie brands right now that don't have any PR, any marketing. It's a stretch. Oh, Vitalik. I thought you said Metallica. Yeah, Metallica was playing WoW. All right. Taco Bell sells NFT art on Rarible. These guys had there was no planning for the most part. They obviously botched the fact that they were being sold at 0.001 ETH a piece. So they really only made $43 for this Taco Bell Foundation that they were looking to supply with funding. Cool idea, terrible in execution, much like food from Taco Bell. Outside of the Crunchwrap Supreme. Easy, someone should be talking with Easy at Taco Bell. He says, oh, random, I thought I'd go get a taco and scan the saucy wrapper for an NFT. That sounds like a cool idea. Way better than making $47 when they could have probably made a lot of money based on the NFT space right now. So, this was the story. They sold out. Shocker. They were charging like cents for these. We might be able to go via created. Let's see if we can't see the actual. So you can kind of see these. I don't know the sales that are happening right now, if you guys can see the different sales, but a lot of work went into this. Can't even tell if I'm being sarcastic. Well, XPlow, if Lindsay Lohan was holding a taco, I probably would have bought it. So that is basically the story. Taco Bell. I mean, that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna get into more of the deep dives on NFTs right now, but I'm sure these are gonna go a little bit higher in the secondary market. Whoever bought these for 0.001 ETH is probably gonna do well. So maybe they'll make some on secondary market sales. We'll see. All right, Burnt Banksy. This was dope. This was a cool story. So again, in the NFT art scene, we had a burnt Banksy selling for 380k ETH. I was literally drinking this cup of coffee and spit this out when it said it was sold for 228 ETH. So the reason why I brought this story up is because they literally physically burned. So we know about the burning mechanisms and things like that within the NFT space, which I want to talk about in a second as it relates to flow and something Roham said. An original Banksy artwork burned by a group of crypto savvy artists has sold for 228 ETH. Now we always think in crypto burn, okay, we're just burning the token or burning the non-fungible token. These dudes went out into a park, burned the physical portion of this NFT or this piece, and then made the NFT piece. We have it here on OpenSea. So this was the piece that was burned in physical form, and then it was sold to, I believe, Injective Protocol. Behind the Banksy buy, spokesman Mirza Udin said the group is still deciding on which charity will receive the proceeds from the NFT sale, though he did say it will be COVID focused. So it looks like this was going to charity. Interesting stuff. They burned it in IRL and then sold it as an NFT in the digital space. I love to see that. All right, Jose Delbo, absolutely phenomenal and without match really from an artist standpoint. He worked on the DC Comics back in the day. This is another article from Play to Earn, so shout out to Robert, who's in the house today, who's in the city today. Wonder Woman NFT art. So Jose Delbo and Hackatow worked on this together and sold it for 1.8 mil. This was a conglomerate of different pieces, not one piece. So I'll read directly from the article here. Comic book artist Jose Delbo and Italian art duo Hackatow sold their collaborative Wonder Woman NFT art projects on Maker's Place for more than $1.8 million. They auctioned 3 unique editions and 4 open editions, with the top auction going for $228,000. So awesome timing here with International Women's Day. They had the heroines artwork pieces for female empowerment, and they went for a total of 1.8 mil. Shout out to Jose. Shout out to Hackatow. Shout out to the NFT art scene, man. You guys are absolutely killing it. I don't know. Nifty Gateway has so many things going on that it's tough for me to just like sit here every week and just talk about Nifty Gateway. But they had Steve Aoki drop, do like 400K, I think. I might even be underselling that. We might let's hop in to the best site in NFTs. I need my referral link here, Robert. Yeah, Steve Aoki. Did we get a total? We're doing some research here, guys. I don't know if we're going to get a total here, guys. I don't have it. Robert's probably in the house. He can give it to me, but Steve Aoki did really well. All right, so the next couple stories, I got 80 of you guys in the house. I'm going to... oh, Robert's saying he didn't write it yet. Okay, Aoki did really well. I don't know what it came out to, but about 400K is my guess. All right, the next couple stories are really cool. I got into Denex or Denex, whatever you guys are claiming this is, right before the sale. So the token sale is live now. Let's see if I can't connect the wallet while I'm off screen. All right, so this token sale, as you can see, I got the DNX right there. They're in round 2 still, so that you can non-investment advice first of all. But this sale is going on their decentralized NFT exchange. So we've seen Niftex, a couple of these pop up. But they're currently in pre-sale. You can see the round right here. It's in round 2, so 1 ETH is going to get you 125,000 DNX. So we'll see where this goes. The pre-sale is live now. There's going to be a ton of these popping up, these decentralized NFT exchanges. We need more of these to provide liquidity to the NFT marketplace. So shoot your shot when it comes to trying to find the exchange that's going to do it. Niftex is doing super well right now. But I love that element of adding the financialization of NFTs and all the experimentation that comes along with DeFi and NFTs together. Love it. All right. This is freaking amazing. We're talking about gaming NFTs. Here's my thing about gaming NFTs. I don't think they're blowing up that much. It's hard to build a game. It's not very hard to build a collectible. It's hard, don't get me wrong. But some of these NFTs that are being sold in the art sphere right now, in the art scene, are being created in a single day. It's physically impossible to create a AAA game. A AAA game in that amount of time. It actually takes years. So as we see the NFT scene explode, the laggard, just from a tech standpoint, is going to be NFT gaming. And I cannot wait for it. Axie Infinity is doing a great job. I love what Jiho and them are doing. Blankos is one that comes to mind. Skyweaver is another that I've been put on. But there's not a lot. But it's absolutely going to dwarf, I think, both other industries. That's my opinion. I'm a gamer, though. Chain Monsters NFTs. Yes, I can't wait for Chain Monsters. It's like Pokemon basically on Flow. I think Chain Monsters is going to be big. But this game is going to be big as well. Illuvium. And we got our first taste. So I'm going to kind of turn my music off here. And we're going to... There's not much, right? From like a volume standpoint. But it just lets you get a little bit more into the game. So this is basically Illuvium releasing a first demo. And they've got some of their world here. They've got some of their assets here. It's going to be cool. Good luck. See you in there. So, I mean, just what you needed to have to put that together is a lot, you know? Illuvium's going to be on Immutable X. I need to get the guy's actual name. I'm totally blanking, and I really should have the name, but it's Kane Warwick's brother, and a couple others that are building this game. There's going to be DeFi mechanics. I mean, expect DeFi to be involved in this game. Yeah. I would say that I got some comments on Neon District here in the chat. I feel like easy. Neon District definitely has been cool, and I've been wanting to be involved in that ecosystem since I got that beta invite as well in like 2018 or 2019. I want to get in there. So as Neon District gets built out, I love the work that's being done, but I'm not a big puzzle guy. There are people that kind of get after it when it comes to these puzzles. I know Bitcoin Origins does a couple puzzles where you can like receive different assets. That's just not me. I need to be like consistently engaged. So as they build out that platform, I definitely want to get more involved with Neon District. And I love CoinArts is doing really cool shit with her social token. The demo shows a sneak preview of Riper and Rampfire, locking eyes in the arena, ready for battle. Illuvium is a shattered land of beauty and wonder, and the players travel the varied landscapes to hunt and capture dangerous beasts, which can then be used for battle and traded via the Illuvials exchange. Oh! I can't... Yeah. I mean... My time is going to be spent. I'm definitely gonna. How many of you guys would watch like blockchain streaming? That's what I want to get into, man. I would love to do that like once a week or something like that. But there's not enough games. We mentioned like the 3 games that are available that are in any way stimulating for a long period of time. Chain Monsters was mentioned on Flow. I like what Chain Monsters is doing. One thing that and I'm going to touch on Flow. I said I wouldn't, but one thing I do want to touch on is Roham was putting this out there in the universe that people waiting in line are going to be able to do some interesting things via possibly Flow. Let me see. Can I find it? Roham tweets like a maniac. Okay, here it is. Orlando is dropping some alpha here. Have the LADZ started creating their own NFTs and even collabed with NFTs. More to come. Soon, TM. Scott's saying, I definitely do the blockchain streaming. Mass Mage is saying he'd do the same. But there's no games that are just out there ready to be doing that. So this is the point I wanted to make. A lot of us have been left out. Dude, I hit all 3 NBA Top Shot drops this weekend. Didn't get a single one. I got close on that last one. This is an interesting point. And Roham is responding to it. So there's something here. Interesting idea. I would burn one moment for a better spot in line. So, and this was a tokenomics thing for me. This is a tokenomics thing for me. What if staking Flow allowed you to get a better place in line? I had this argument and debate a couple times with some others because based on this conversation, we were looking at it from a tokenomics standpoint. What if people could buy Flow and then stake it to receive a better spot in line? There's multiple factors there. Now you got to think about whales. Could you cap the amount of staked Flow so that it wouldn't just be whales getting in first? Could you make it easy enough? One thing that Dapper does a great job of is abstracting staking away from their users. So something like staking is going to be hard if not done correctly. But the response was, well, you could have one button that could be buy and stake. Some interesting things that you could do from a tokenomics perspective now that you have the user base. There was a report that they were doing like 300K in monthly active users. It's probably on here somewhere. Yep. So there was a report that 120K, and then he came out and said this doesn't include the people looking to access, right? So 266,000 daily active users in the past 24 hours. Are you shitting me? Paul's saying, what if people could buy Flow? Well, Brian's saying, what if the USA could buy Flow? I see it. So, again, tokenomics, right? Because Dynamo's saying the wealthy get in first place again. What if you capped it? What if you capped it? So you made it a little bit smaller, but Robert's bringing in some streaming games. Gods Unchained, Blankos, Axie Infinity, Mega Cryptopolis, Townstar, all playable. Yeah. I need AAA, man. The one game I'll say there I think Axie is absolutely killing it from like their an indie perspective. They're doing great. The rest, I've kind of said my piece. All right, so that is NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Obviously, it's out there. And it is growing. Okay, DeFi. Where do I start with DeFi? DeFi seems to be, I think with the sentiment shift in Ethereum, where it feels like, EIP is going to get passed. It feels like there's going to be a little bit. It feels like there's a little bit more, of a light at the end of the tunnel as far as scalability is concerned. DeFi is going to see a little bit of a pickup. All right, I'm touching on this very briefly. I know you have some Binance Smart Chain people in the house. Meerkat Finance got exploited last week. Apparently, this is an inside job. At 5:30 a.m. UTC today, which I believe this came out on March 6th, so about 2 days ago, a Meerkat Finance developer identifying themselves as Jambu posted a short message in a Telegram channel. In it, Jambu said that the exploit was a trial testing users' greed and subjectivity, and that the team was preparing to refund all victims. I'm doing my part of staying objective. I brought up Binance Smart Chain multiple times. Not because I loved what Binance Smart Chain was doing, but I thought it was a standard, movement into the space. More scalable. Great option as Ethereum gas fees are just like absolutely exploding. Then you have bullshit like this happen. So, 31 million in funds. Here's another thing. Binance Smart Chain is a little bit more centralized, so the money that was actually removed or that was exploited, hacked, whatever, inside job, whatever the hell you want to call it, it couldn't be sold. The exploit put the attacker in a difficult position. Binance controls on and off ramps to BSC, meaning any stolen funds were locked on the chain and impossible to realize as profits. So, when BSC comes out with some interesting innovations, and the innovation, let's be honest, itself was the capital, as well as the scalable nature of what they could do on the platform, I'll talk about them. But when things go bad, and we've seen multiple things, we've seen the imposters that have popped up, which is a conversation in of itself, as well as now we see this exploit, and apparently it was an inside job testing, again, users' greed and subjectivity. So David's coming through with CFI. CFI is going to be a thing. CFI is going to be a thing, and we will report on it here. So that was this was an interesting piece. So CZ funds are actually Seifu. All right, I'm getting a couple comments here on the airdrop info. I don't know where Robert sent that. Let's see if I can't find it. Yeah, so, okay, so I sent this earlier in the episode. It is actually pinned on the chat as well. So it's the Paint airdrop. So if you guys want to check out the Paint airdrop, you can go up there into the pin message, and you should be able to connect your wallet and see if you have that Paint. I didn't get nearly as much as other people, though, so I must have not used Rarible enough times. Robert, I hope that's all the airdrop was. I'm looking at the information just kind of offhand here. All hail CZ! All right, this was on the thumbnail, and I want to get your guys' take on this. UNI surges 50% in 1 week, becomes first DeFi DApp token in crypto's top 10. So again, in my opinion, a lot of this has to do with the Ethereum sentiment shift. As we saw gas fees take over, not only was it like a physical barrier to interact with some of these, but it was a sentiment barrier. You started to say, okay, well, Uniswap is primarily on the Ethereum network. It's an Ethereum DEX. Although it's doing a ton of volume, how is this going to be able to be viable in the future with nothing in the future that's saying, hey, EIP 1559 is passed yet, or optimistic rollups aren't ready. ETH 2.0, who knows? But now, EIP 1559 got passed, optimistic rollups on its way. Then we see Uni start to kind of pop back up here. So drop it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about Uniswap going up 50% in 1 week here, becoming a top 10 DApp. Hopefully you guys held. Yeah, Oh My Coins, I think you're correct. I think those who actually minted NFTs received a larger airdrop. All right, so again, this is the story here. 17.7 billion market cap now as we get ready for a potential version 3 overhaul. I don't know what that entails, but we definitely have an interesting story here, electrifying story. I guess Hayden Adams was tweeting a little bit more than usual, and Andre came through, one of the goats in the DeFi ecosystem. He says, when founders and core contributors start posting more actively on Twitter, it normally means they finished a milestone and are waiting for the release. This is limbo time where they don't want to start something new yet. I've noticed Hayden Adams' post frequency is increasing, which, yeah, okay, you can say what you want there, but then Hayden came in and actually responded to this and said, delete this. So Adams posted, please delete. So it looks like we have a lot of this maybe moving towards version 3 release. If anyone has any further information as far as V3 is concerned, let me know here. But not much information I think is out there. Maybe we can click on this link here and see where it takes us. I don't have, again, much information as far as what's being released in version 3. I would love to get that. Sushi has done fairly well. A little bit of an Easter egg. I believe so if you guys type in pancake.com, by the way, Sushi bought pancake.com. Fun times. That's just a little Easter egg there. But let me know what your thoughts are here on the latest in Uniswap, right? We have it entering the top 10. It feels like we're moving there, right? With a lot of the DeFi protocols that are seeing usage. Easy's in the house saying, that's dope. Crazy. I've always supported Uniswap over Sushi and the rest. Glad I have strong hands. He didn't sell, ladies and gentlemen. It was crazy when people had like a double Uniswap airdrop 2 weeks ago, or I mean 3 or 4 months ago when it first kind of happened and the airdrop happened. If you had like multiple accounts or something and you held this entire time, wow. Awesome stuff there. 33 bucks. All right. At the risk of making sure that I don't, hurt too many people that didn't get the Uniswap airdrop. I'm going to move on to our last couple stories here. These are just funding stories. Coinbase Ventures VCs pile $2 million in DeFi platform Saffron. So DeFi risk management platform Saffron. Apparently what Saffron does here is allow people to connect to it and then adjust their risk ratio. And then Saffron handles the back end stuff as far as like what pools you're involved in and things like that. So again, Saffron, which launched in November 2020, enables investors to choose the levels of risk they want to take on when lending cryptocurrency and DeFi protocols. Saffron takes those lending platforms and allows investors to manage risk when using them. For example, someone could lend Tether on crypto lending platform Compound and then choose either high or low risk through Saffron itself. It seems like from the article that this is going to be primarily targeted as more institutional investors start to get in. They're going to use this application to adjust, risk and then be able to just let Saffron handle the actual, process here. Said, hey, I'm a, low risk institutional investor, put funds in here, and they handle the changing of different pools and yada yada. So, Coinbase Ventures in. Who else is in? Dragonfly, 2 big names. All right, we have stable coins are interesting. We saw Rye kind of get a lot of notoriety, and I believe that governance token is doing fairly well. All right, Coinbase Naval Framework Ventures. Holy shit. That's a who's who of the investors that you want on your side. Coinbase, Naval, Ravikant, and Framework Ventures, 19 million raised for capital efficient stablecoin fee protocol, FEI. So File Labs. Oh, Andreessen's in here. Who's not in this round here? So this is another stable coin, but there's an interesting, electrifying, I hope you guys get the inside joke there. There's an electrifying piece here of why FI will be a little bit different. It'll be a reserve-backed stablecoin, but look at this mechanical process of how it looks to maintain the peg. This paper proposes a new stability mechanism called direct incentives. A direct incentive stablecoin is one in which both the trading activity and usage of stablecoin are incentivized. Rewards and penalties drive the price towards the peg. In other words, FEI can give users bonuses or charge fees for making trades that help it maintain its peg to the dollar. The developers have tweaked the behavior in the ERC20 token, which runs on the Ethereum network, so that certain transactions to start LP transactions can face a tax or earn a boost depending on whether FEI needs to shrink or grow supply. It looks like there's a governance token tribe associated with this. That's one to keep an eye out, not investment advice. So that's the last bit of story there. That is a large amount of institutional investors, or I guess just like VC investors that are very well backed, should we say. Stablecoin games just heating up apparently. Coinbase should reward its users. Not likely. Not likely. They are as close to a traditional bank as you could probably get to traditional finance. Not very likely. What I would like to see is like an OpenSea token or something like that. But, all right, guys. 70 of you in the house for this episode. awesome times. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. Good episode, man. You guys were great. I'm going to drop the link here in the Discord. So get into the Discord. I'll drop it in main chat, as I like to do. I'll drop some LADZ for you guys. I think we reached about 78 here today. So great episode, great engagement from you guys. It really does help the episode, man. And I don't know, we're going to have to wait for Taco Bell to drop 2. We're all going to be there. Maybe they'll up the charge a little bit. Phenomenal stuff. I will again drop the link to the LADZ here in LADZ City. We've got some good things happening this week, man. NFT Live is going to be Wednesday. We've got Easy Street on Thursday. Easy if you want to drop some information there. And then we've got Layer 1 Live at the end of the week. We have poker on Saturday. And there's a couple more things that we're going to get out here in the city, and we'll let you guys know. Give me an R vibe, our tribe, and then I'll head out of here, man. And then I'll make sure to get you guys some LADZ here. Shout out to the new nobles that are picking up some LADZ on the open market. Not investment advice. Let's grow this thing together, man. We'll have some more polls out there for the nobles to take part in. Awesome stuff, man. I'm going to hop up out of here. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to let Easy potentially say a little bit about Easy Street, but maybe not. It looks like he's kind of busy as well. So I'm going to hop out and get a Sammy too. Our vibe, our tribe. Amazing stuff, guys. And as our man Dimitri likes to say, happy trading.